Camp, I meant to ask you, are you good to record today?
Yes, I am good to record. Thank you for double checking.
I'm going to ask you in the middle of some podcast soon. Speaking of, hello and welcome to the 32nd episode of How Could You Forget, the fortnightly podcasts where you host Gurdon, Lexi, and Camp, as well as guests. We swear there are guests on this podcast. Come together and learn about a topic that maybe you've forgotten about, never heard about, or is simply too good to forget.
Camp is not feeling very well today. He's sick, but the great thing about that is viruses can't spread through the computer, so...
Oh, God.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that'd be bad.
I like how you're implying that there are no such thing as viruses on the internet, though. That is very funny that there's
yes,
like...
there are no such thing.
Dude, imagine if viruses existed. That'd be crazy.
Imagine if there's
My
like an
goodness.
entire site of computers that literally helps fight viruses for computers and tries to stop them from taking over computers. Damn, that would be crazy.
Yeah, and what
dude.
would that be called? Virus wall?
Yeah. Virus wall. How could you forget Virus Wall? That's our new company we just started.
Yes.
Trademark. This episode, if you don't know, everyone on this podcast is the most oppressed type of individual on the internet, and that is a gamer.
Oh, no.
All right.
Oh, no.
And if you don't know that's sarcasm, I'm not actually being serious about that, please. But I myself am an even lower class of gamer. I am an achievement hunter. But all of us in this call here play video games. I don't know whether either of you two on this very podcast have heard, but there's a game out there called World of Warcraft. I don't
know what that is. Can you explain it?
What was that?
I don't know who's Warcraft in the world. I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay. Well, I can.
I'm making a joke about how it.
She craft on my war till I world. Anyway,
she be warring my craft till the world.
Incorrect buzzers for both of those.
I don't know much about it other than that it exists and they made movies about it, and it's like big game.
Well, that's what I was going to ask.
That is so true.
Do either of you have any experience or know much about WoW at all? Like,
not particularly.
Okay.
I don't even know anyone actually who really plays that game.
I have a job.
I'm too employed for World of Warcraft. Sorry,
I was waiting for somebody to be that, but I wasn't going to let it be me.
I have heard that it is a huge time sink, that you have to put like a lot into it. So that's the only reason why I say I have a job.
From what I've heard, it's very grindy.
I have never personally played it, but I have met people who have been way into WoW, and they're like, oh yeah, I finally got this one character up to level whatever, like 50 or 65 or whatever, and it just takes forever.
Are there also cards? Do they make a card game or no?
Hearthstone, I believe, has references to World of Warcraft because it's both made by Blizzard.
Oh, okay. I thought there was some kind of actual physical card game with this, but okay.
I mean, they probably sold cards back in the early 2000s or the mid 2000s to be like World of Warcraft cards. I would not be surprised at all if that was a thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that won't surprise me either. That would be a really good
easy money. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Since neither of you have played, I have not played either, by the way, because I didn't have internet at my house until I was about 16, as well as it cost money because World of Warcraft was one of the first MMOs that was huge, but also one of the main ones that had the subscription model. So you actually had to pay every single month to play World of Warcraft on the Blizzard server.
Oh, damn. It was like Webkins.
I was going to say, World of Warcraft is like a sign of the times. Like, dang, subscription models
or like
going in
Habbo
everywhere.
Hotel.
Was there a subscription?
Neuron activation.
Yeah, I believe so. I think you were like a VIP or something like that. I don't remember what it was called, but yeah.
Penthouse members.
You didn't need it.
Yeah,
you didn't need it, but I know Club Penguin also has.
Yeah, Club
I
Penguin
remember the
had that
membership for Club Penguin. Yeah.
Yeah, what you know about? Okay, so is an MMO? Is
massive
that
multiplayer online,
right?
Unless you're asking something else.
Does that mean that it has to be like actiony and quest like RuneScape or World of Warcraft, or would like Habbo Hotel be an MMO?
So MMO only stands for massively multiplayer online.
Oh no!
Okay.
So MMORPG is of course a massively multiplayer online role-playing game. So like, I believe that a game like you said, Habbo Hotel might fall under an MMO, but I think most people the shortening for MMO is literally shortening MMORPG. So.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So I think that technically, I mean, if you just say, "Oh, I played Habbo Hotel," like if you're talking to a bunch of people at like your local game shop or whatever, and you go, "Yeah, I'm into MMOs," and they ask you like, "Oh, what are you playing?"
Well,
and you hit them.
no,
with
I'm
the
not
Habbo
saying
Hotel,
that you would.
My favorite
say
MMORPG is Club Penguin.
I'm not
Club
saying that you would
Penguin.
say that. I just wondered if the MMO part of it was specific to the genre, or if it was like, yeah, any game that has a lot of people online at the same time that you can interact with.
Well, yeah,
if
that's
that
what the
is
MMO
considered
part
an MMO.
absolutely stands for.
Shout out anybody,
Yeah.
any Disney heads remember Virtual Magic Kingdom? If you remember Virtual Magic Kingdom, put that
Leave a
in the
comment.
comments.
Either one of my,
Yeah.
isn't there still like a Disney? There's like a Virtual Valley or Dreamlight.
Dreamlight Valley. Yeah, it's totally different.
Totally different.
That's
Is that
totally different.
I want to
yeah.
figure it because I know it's Disney related too. I figured it would have been similar, but
No, because this is not what the podcast is about. It's not. Do you remember Virtual Magic Kingdom, or how could you forget?
oh whoops, sorry,
Virtual Magic
sorry, my bad.
No, I was gonna give you
My
a little quick rundown, so we're not here for 5 hours, but because there is a distinct
True.
difference.
Okay.
So in 2005, I want to say, for the 50th anniversary of Disneyland, they created this Virtual Magic Kingdom, which was I would call it an MMO. I mean, it was a bunch of people you could log on and you could chat with them, and they had recreated a bunch of different Disney locations. So like Jungle Cruise, Haunted Mansion, Tomorrowland, like Main Street.
This was made
a bunch
specifically
of
for you, Lexi. This was
yes,
this
it was.
made-
I know, and I was addicted. I was sad when they shut it down. So they had originally only wanted to keep it open for like the year for the Disneyland 50th, but it did so well, and they created these actual physical cards that you could get from the parks that then you could put like go back home and put it into your game and shit like that. But yeah, it was basically just a chat type game, and I want to say it was open for a few years. I don't think super long, because again, the original idea was that it was only going to be open for a year to celebrate the 50th anniversary. But it did really well. There were a lot of players, and so I just remember it being super fun. And it was funny because there was a filtered chat, setting, where it filtered out bad words and things like that. So that was some of the beginnings of me finding out creative ways to type curse words or seeing people type sexual words in a very interesting manner to avoid the filter.
That also reminds me of the time me and a couple friends have tried Club Penguin Rewritten, and I kept not knowing like how deep the filters went. Turns out they weren't really deep because I got banned like 3 times in 1 hour.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Like apparently the word cuck is banned on Club Penguin. I didn't know that.
Club Penguin, more like Cuck Penguin, am I right? Hot band.
Cuck Penguin, let's go.
Somebody please clip that out of context. That's
Oh my goodness.
I was going to ask if either of you had any experiences in these online like chat room type games or anything like that, because Lexi, I know you do.
Too much.
Yes.
Not good.
And yeah, I'm basically asking you, Lexi, if you would like to quickly talk about that, so I don't talk
I
about
don't
that
really
later.
want to elaborate on that. I just want to say that thankfully I was smart enough that I played like Habbo Hotel. I played IMVU. If you know what either of those are, you know that was a hotbed for.
You get a veteran discount.
Yeah, well, yeah, you probably get a veteran discount, but also that was a hotbed for people who don't do good things. I'm not going to elaborate on that, but thankfully I was a young person on those games, but I would always lie about my name and my age, so like nothing was actually real. Like I had this fake persona that I made up, and where I lived was completely not where I lived. And it's a little bit ironic that when I was in 7th grade, I went to a convention for my school as a part of the broadcasting class on internet safety. And me and my classmate got to interview John Walsh, the host of America's Most Wanted. And so I went to this in like 7th grade, and then in like 8th and 9th grade, I'm on the internet being like, they ain't gonna get me. I'm gonna create a false persona. So that's the takeaways I learned from the internet safety course, was that you should just lie about where you live and what your name and age is, because then that way they can't get you.
Yeah.
That's not applicable anymore at all, because people can definitely find you a lot easier now than they could on Habbo Hotel if you said, yeah, I'm 18 and I'm from South Florida. So
all right, so we now know that Lexi is much older than she said and now lives in South Florida, so we'll have to keep that in mind going forward.
All right, there we
Welcome
go.
to Miami. Copyright.
Camp, did you have any experiences with stuff like that? Did you ever play games like that?
Yeah, I
up?
mean, a lot of it obviously when I was a lot younger. I don't really remember like very specific examples, but it's also very similar to Lexi. I was very like, I didn't do it. Like we just used usernames. I never said my age or where I was. I had that drilled into me, especially at a young age, to not do things like that. Even more recently as well, I've played like Elder Scrolls Online a bit. I haven't really interacted much with the chat there though, unless I'm shit posting, but that's about it.
So is Elder Scrolls Online, that would be an MMORPG?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Very much an MMORPG, yes. Camp, do you think that like Fallout 76 might be considered an MMORPG? Like it's all...
Oh yeah, 100% it's an
Ooh,
MMORPG.
yeah, that's a good idea. Wow. I hadn't thought about that.
That'll help Lexi understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not really PC pilled, despite being in chat rooms.
Damn, you're not politically correct.
Oh my god.
She's not woke. No, we're gonna get
What?
canceled.
No, who's gonna eat the MREs?
I was
then?
gonna say I need to eat more of the MREs. Become
There you
woker.
go.
Yeah, there you go.
Become the wokest. I'm the woker.
I'm the woker. All right. My quick story about MMOs, and then we'll actually get to the true topic, but we're just having fun here, was that I was only ever allowed to play RuneScape like one time, and my mom was like over my shoulder watching me play the whole time. And then she saw the chat function at the bottom of like RuneScape, and she saw that people were talking down there, and she's like, "Oh, what are those people saying?" And I was like, "Mom, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to just chop down this tree. Like, what are you talking about?"
I'm just trying to farm.
I'm trying to
Mom.
get my fishing level up, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, Mom. Jeez.
And genuinely, I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't care. And then she saw that like some of the things were starred out because that was RuneScape's way of like blocking like bad words and just dead like asterisks. And she's like, "Is that a swear? Turn it off." And like made me never get on RuneScape ever again. Like the one time that we had internet for a short while. So
That tracks.
Yeah.
that's my experience with MMOs. So anyways, like I said, I have not played MMOs, but I have been around some people that have played them, and some people that I have heard through videos and podcasts and stuff that I've just interacted with, that played WoW for 10 hours plus a day.
Oh my gosh.
Huh.
Jobless
Yes.
behavior.
Very much jobless behavior, but also, which is very odd to say, WoW specifically became a job for a lot of these people. Not even content creators, but if you did good enough at WoW, you could sell things on like an auction house and stuff like that for real world money.
Oh
And
my
so-
gosh.
And you can still do that even today. Like there are ways to transfer.
Okay, I apologize. Get jobbed. Get jobbed.
Get jobbed. Yeah, I got a legendary drop. I don't know what I'm saying, but I do want to give a huge shout out 15 minutes into the podcast, roughly, to James V. Rossi on YouTube for reminding me about this topic, which is the corrupted blood incident in World of Warcraft. I remember hearing about this on a podcast called Sawbones, which is not about games at all. It is actually about medical things. Like it's a medical podcast, and they did a whole episode talking about this because, as we will get to know, it actually has some very odd real world connections, which is super weird to hear.
They sold the things on the marketplace that infected people in real life.
Yeah, it gave them
Ligma.
SARS back in 2005.
Oh my god. No. I'm joking. You were bringing up real world shit there.
Ligma's real too. Ninja
Yeah,
has
okay.
Ligma, Lexi.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
But once that I saw James Rossi's comment recommending the topic, and we haven't done a viewer recommended topic in a little bit, I thought, let's just talk about it. I'm going to help set up WoW for those that are uninitiated, such as us three from the research that I did. And I will probably get some of this wrong because, again, I did not play this game. But WoW and a lot of these MMORPGs, which launched over 20 years ago, by the way, on
Wow.
November 23rd, 2004, is how old this is.
Wow.
Good man. So, it's the 21-year anniversary today then.
Oh my god!
Because today is November 23rd.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Wow. We're recording this on the WoW anniversary. Wow.
Wow, anniversary.
But
Man, we didn't even plan that. I thought,
That
man,
was
let's do
not
something
planned at
gaming
all.
related because Game Awards and we can't do Dorito Pope again.
dang, Dorito
Oh.
Pope every year.
Yeah, I know. Love Dorito Pope. Nothing but respect for my Dorito Pope.
But WoW is your typical MMO affair. You start off the game by choosing first off a side, either a Horde or Alliance, which is just basically the quote-unquote good guys, the quote-unquote bad guys. And then you choose a class, which is usually broken into one of three roles of a tank, who takes damage well and tries to control the battle by getting like enemies to chase them. A healer, who, if you can believe it, heals people. And a DPS, or damage per second, which is the person that mostly does the damage but does not have as much health as like the tank. And all these classes will eventually fall into one of these three roles for what we're going to be talking about. So WoW launched, like I said, 21 years ago today, which is crazy, and was a massive success. It sold millions of copies and invited people to the online world that is World of Warcraft. And I didn't know this
was it on PC and Mac, or was it just PC?
It was on PC and Mac, yes. They made that very clear.
Oh my goodness.
And Mac too. That's kind of wild, actually, because there was not... Yeah, like 20 years ago, Mac was not as big of a thing for like the average gamer as it is now.
Absolutely not. And I mean, even nowadays, I feel like Mac is really not very gaming focused, even though they keep trying to dip their toes
more
in.
Like it is still very it's more still
hipsters.
Very for like creative types and hipsters. Hipster
and hipsters just immediately.
But
I didn't know this until somebody out nerded me on the internet, but World of Warcraft is based off of Warcraft, which Warcraft was like an RTS, and they took like elements of that and then put that into World of Warcraft, by the way.
What's RTS?
Real-time strategy game, basically. Like, I'm trying to think of what
Civ?
one... No, that's turn-based.
That's turn-based? Oh, okay.
Age of Empires is a good one. StarCraft, stuff like
Risk
that.
Risk like that? Or is that turn-based?
I think you take turns on Risk also.
Okay, well, I don't even know.
I mean, Risk is a board game, so...
I'm not nerd enough for this stuff.
But WoW, and you can do a lot of stuff in WoW. Like, there are daily quests, there are dungeons. You can actually get a job, and then with that specific job, do stuff like that. But what matters most for this story, and is probably the most widely recognized thing about WoW, are the raids, which are very large groups of people that go into an extremely difficult...
Shadow Legend.
Thank you for mentioning our sponsor for today, Lexi. Thank you. I'm just kidding.
wish.
But for those of us who had social lives in middle and high school, raids are usually, or at least in WoW, they started out with 40-person raids is how many people you needed to do raids. So you needed to get 39
Back in
other
2005 or 4?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
How would the servers keep up with that? Jeez.
Oh, they had to have a bunch of
This is
servers.
some thick cables.
Yes, it was. But yes, you had to have 40 people all together, usually split into groups of 3, or not groups of 3, but like split into 3 different groups of, again, the tanks, healers, and the DPS, all doing stuff. And through doing research for this, I found out that these raids were so hard when they first started off that they would go unbeaten for like 3 months, if not longer at the beginning. Because again, you have to have 40 people all doing stuff correctly, all trying to help each other, communicating, and like even having like captains that would then try to control like smaller groups, but then somebody talking to each of the captains, coordinating those people. Like,
oh, that sounds like a nightmare.
WoW raids are crazy for that, and I don't know how people did that. You would do these like battles in these dungeons and encounters, and then there'd usually be like a final boss. And then you'd get the best loot from actually beating the final boss. And when WoW launched in 2004, there were 2 raids that were already in the game. And for the World of Warcraft nerds out there, I might butcher some of these names coming up, but I will try my best. But the first one was Molten Core, which is not hard to say. But the other one was
Torbjorn.
Oh my gosh, that's probably a reference to Torbjorn. I mean, it's still Blizzard.
Yeah, it probably is. Oh my god, it totally is then. Wow, that's crazy. Me just random dead game reference.
Girl who doesn't know dead game reference.
I hate Overwatch. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I couldn't tell.
Sorry.
But Lexi, the Owl League is so good. Anyways, I'm not going to dredge up any pain, Lexi. But the other raid that was started was Onyxia's Lair. Both of those were eventually beaten, and people wanted a new challenge. They wanted a new raid. And so they introduced another raid 8 months later called Blackwing Lair, which people also really enjoyed. And then they released the main topic of discussion for this episode, which was the Zul'Gurub raid.
Oh my gosh, Ghostbusters reference.
I don't think that's real. I think you're making it up. There's no way.
Ghostbusters reference.
What is a What was it?
Zul'Gurub. If you want to put on screen right now for those watching.
Zul'Gurub. Okay, never mind. That makes more sense.
No.
My brain initially.
Not Zul'Gurub. Zul'Gurub with a B on the end.
How do you spell
that's
that?
what I thought you said the first time, and I thought I was having a stroke.
How do you spell that?
ZUL''GURUB.
Zul'Gurub.
Yes, Zool.
That's totally a
Gurub.
Ghostbusters reference.
Is it also? Is it actually? Oh, Zool.
Well, remember Zool?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Lexi.
I just watched that movie for the first time like 2 weeks ago. I will not shut up about it.
You made the.
What?
Sorry.
Let's go.
She made the person at the grocery store like almost want to hit her.
It was more like a month ago, but yeah.
What?
The person at the grocery store, very quick tangent. The person that was very nice and was just trying to have small chat was like, "Hey, do you guys have any plans coming up for at the end of October?" And Lexi was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna watch Ghostbusters. Like I haven't seen it before." And the person behind the cashier looked pissed off, like
wide eyes. Yeah. They're like,
actively
you haven't seen this movie? I'm like, no, I haven't.
Oh, they're one of those. Okay.
Yup. But sorry, that
But
was just
they
a
were
very
really
funny
nice. They're
thing.
like, oh, you got to watch the bloopers because the bloopers are really funny. I haven't watched the bloopers yet, but I need to.
Wow.
I love Rick Moranis. This is a confession. I love Rick Moranis.
She loves weird little guys. That's why
I love weird little guys. I
yeah.
love Rick Moranis so much.
But Zul
Anyway.
Gurub, yes, you're good. While the previous other 3 raids had been 40-player raids, Zul Gurub was WoW's first 20-person raid. And the amount of players, at least to me, doesn't really matter. But every single article I read about this story made the fact that it was the first 20-person in raid very important for some reason.
Wait, weren't the other ones 40?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
But
so this one is smaller.
half.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But people were apparently like, "Oh my god, it's WoW's first 20-person raid." And again, if you actually played WoW or no, please tell us why that was important. But every single article and every single source, which will be in the description down below, basically was like, it's the 20-person raid. So very important for some reason. And from what videos
Maybe
and
they
images,
were finally excited they didn't have to corral 50 people, and they were like, gee, thank God.
probably
That
yeah.
could be a good point, actually. Yeah.
And from what videos and images that I saw online, I gotta keep saying this word, Zul'Gurub's theme was very Aztec-inspired, involving like Central American-looking pyramids in the promotional material, and then a Quetzalcoatl-looking old god-type final boss, and things along those
interesting.
lines.
Okay.
So, very cool idea, especially back in the mid-2000s of kind of having that. I wouldn't have expected that. But it was very cool looking. And in this raid, you would eventually make it to the main boss of the raid called Hakar the Soul Flayer.
The soul flayer, like flaying?
Yes, like
death?
flaying somebody
Okay.
alive, yes. And his main mechanic involved afflicting members of the raiding party with a debuff called Corrupted Blood. And Corrupted Blood was a debuff, and if you don't know what a debuff is something that is usually
Is that debuff?
It's
Sorry.
whenever you're very strong. But
It basically knocks you down a little bit. Doesn't,
it can.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways. A lot of them are like, oh, hey, it'll slow you down, or like a poison over time, or might stun you, or something like that usually. But specifically for this raid, Corrupted Blood would cause players to lose a lot of health over the course of 10 seconds, and then it would end. Or if you died, it would also end. And then finally, which was a lot less common, if Hakar was killed, Corrupted Blood would end immediately as well. And like I said, Corrupted Blood did a lot of damage. And again, I'm not a Warcraft player, so I don't know what these exact amounts are. But Corrupted Blood at the time did between 263 and 337 damage every 2 seconds. And somebody...
golly gee, that sure sounds like a lot.
I was going to say, it sounds like a lot, but what was the average health of like a Warcraft player then?
The best way somebody put it is at that rate, if you had Corrupted Blood for 30 seconds, it would kill every single player maxed out, possibly.
Whoa.
So, yes.
All right.
So yeah, you were screwed.
Yeah, at that, I think the exact quote from one of the sources was, at that rate, it could kill a maxed level raid party member in under 30 seconds. So if you happened to get it three times in a row, you would just be screwed. But this specific debuff was not just inflicted and then, oh no, you have it. But they put a system in place where this debuff could be transmitted to other members of your party by getting close to them, much like how an actual illness works as well. So,
oh wow,
ooh,
that's broken.
Oh, it was very broken, and it's why some of these raids took months to beat as well. But if your friend Dave got Corrupted Blood and then ran over for healing, yeah, you could heal him, but he also might have given Corrupted Blood to your entire party, basically, and wiped you.
Oh, gosh.
But the way that Blizzard had designed this raid to work is Hakar, when he started off, would, of course, do normal attacks and stuff and try to kill you and summon ads, which are like additional monsters that try to kill you. But eventually, once his health got down low enough, he would then do an attack where he would just stun all players at once, and then he would steal their blood. And in doing so, when he would steal your blood, it would hurt everybody, of course, but it would heal him in the process, kind of a way. So
very vampiric.
Very vampiric, very bad in that.
I want to corrupt your blood.
Oh my god. But the way that Blizzard had planned for this mechanic to work in game was that occasionally people would just have corrupted blood, and then whenever he got low enough, he would then steal your blood, like I said. But if you had, if he stunned everybody, and then when he stole the blood, if somebody in the party had corrupted blood, it would end up hurting him instead.
Oh,
and so,
okay.
So that was the additional mechanic that was actually kind of like, oh, okay. And so it was kind of this thing
made it a little less broken.
It was a little less broken, and again, you'd have to basically have somebody willing to like stay corrupted whenever he started like sucking everybody's blood, but still it was a very cool thing. And so you may think to yourself, what does this have to do? I'm just explaining World of Warcraft to you guys. But this caused a very big issue. So the way the mechanics worked on this one was once you beat Hakar, or if you hearthed back to your home base, I had to look up what that means. It's like fast traveling back to your base if you hearth, apparently. Use a Hearthstone, hence why I think they call it Hearthstone, the card
Hearthstone game.
Whoa!
Reference. Gamer reference.
Dang.
You might think that, oh, hey, it'll then carry corrupted blood back with you. But the developers of the game went, oh, no, that'd be really dangerous and really stupid. Let's not do that. So, like I said, once you beat Hakar, or if the instance ends, everybody that had corrupted blood in the instance would immediately be healed of corrupted blood so it wouldn't spread.
Oh, okay.
But while corrupted blood would be cleaned off of your character, it wouldn't be cleared off of pets. And so...
Why are you bringing your pet to a raid?
Because you paid for it. I think most pets, I think, are real money. Or maybe...
Oh, it's like an add-on. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, yeah, and that's how it works in a lot of MMORPGs. They're mostly... To my knowledge, they're like mostly cosmetic. Yeah. At least they were in ESO, Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I just wondered. I'm like, why are you bringing your dog to a ancient raid?
just don't bring a dog to a magic fight.
What's a dog doing? Ancient
There's
raid.
just a golden retriever fighting Quetzalcoatl.
That's so cute. Okay. Anyway, sorry. I went on a tangent.
You're good. So now there's like a slight bit of they had to parse it together how it worked. But in Gadget, one of the sources I used for this, says that pets could get corrupted blood during the fight and therefore would infect themselves or others by running around and like being in the way, basically. So what happened is that players would dismiss their pets as to not have them infect basically their whole party. But an oversight in the coding happened because whenever a pet was dismissed, it would still retain all debuffs put onto them, and that included corrupted blood.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. And I guess the timer wouldn't keep going down, would it?
No, because they're just suspended in time.
Oh, no.
So...
Oh, no, Airbud got corrupted blood.
No.
Corrupted Airbud. No.
No.
Oh, no, he got earbuds in. He can't hear us. Sorry.
He's got earbuds in. I love this episode. This is great. But while we don't know exactly who Patient Zero was that started all of this off, we do know that someone eventually dismissed their pet while in raid, went back to a city, and then brought their pet back out of, dismissal, and in doing so, gave themselves, and assumedly, everybody in nearby corrupted blood. And because Warcraft had over 1 million people at this time, I'm not even exactly sure the amount, but I know they had sold 1.2 million copies within, I think, the first 6 months or to a year, like the actual first fiscal year, I think. So there was just a lot of people on this server. And because the game wasn't exactly meant to have corrupted blood outside of the raid itself, people just kept inadvertently running around and running into either people with corrupted blood or other people and then giving it to them, and that person would run and then go give it to somebody else.
Man, why didn't they lock that down to like only being in the raid? Did they just not think
they
about
tried.
it?
No, they didn't think that.
Yeah, that was the goal, but
yeah.
No, but I mean, like,
work.
why didn't they code it to where it was like, even if they had the oversight of not scanning the pet, like, why was it not when you enter this thing, like, that's the only, like, does that make sense? Like, only the raid is when you can have the condition.
That is true. That would have been the smarter way to code it, where, like, if you had, like, you just ran a check.
You have to be within this specific room.
Yeah, so this
where you like run a
specific
check if you get
instance.
corrupted blood. That's like, hey, if you're in this raid, then continue
possible.
having corrupted blood. Else, no.
Yeah, if then statements.
Coding.
Yeah, coding, exactly.
You know?
But I don't know why. Again, I'm not a Blizzard person, and we will talk
And I'm
about
not a coder either, so that maybe that's way harder than what I'm making
I hardly
it out
know
to
her,
be.
frankly.
So I don't want to dismiss coding because I know nothing about it. So my apologies. I'm not trying to be reductive.
Like I said, in one of the sources later that I will mention, they do an interview with some Blizzard employees that were during this time, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But it just did not work, is basically what ended up happening. Is this corrupted blood spread, and the developers did not know how to fix it. They did not know how to stop it because they had coded it to be as brutal as possible in the raid itself. But again, to even get into the raid or to even have a chance, you needed basically a max level character. So I think level 60 at the time, which took like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours to even get to. And then it's still supposed to be so hard that it takes like weeks and weeks of like trying to like come up with these theories and all sorts of stuff like that. And so they didn't want it to just be like, oh no, it did 2 damage. So they really wanted to mess you up. So I think that's probably a lot of the reasoning why. And from what I know about WoW, which is still not much, I think a lot of the world, the instances are set up in such a way that like I think you could technically just walk around like a lot of places and just like everywhere. So I think that also might have caused an issue of, hey, trying to code a specific area of the map to only have an effect
Like
in
they
that
could
place.
lock it down.
Yeah.
Because from what I read, it seems very much like they thought, oh, we'll just give corrupted blood to the players. And okay, we're going to set everything in place so that like a player, once they die, like their body will not carry corrupted blood anymore.
So they just missed the pets. They just didn't think about it.
They missed the pets, absolutely. It continued to spread, and not just on like one game like server, basically. People started trying to like run away from corrupted blood and going to other servers to play. And then eventually they would be in those other servers and eventually would then catch it, or somebody would go there on purpose even to spread corrupted blood because it's fun to troll, apparently.
Oh my goodness.
The devs themselves had put a cap on how long the infection was like able to go during the instance. So like I said, it was 10 seconds. But within that 10 seconds, if you did enough damage, you would just die. And so, oh hey, you just lost a bunch of progress. Like not a whole bunch, like you don't lose your entire inventory. But you would then have to respawn, you would basically die, your equipment would get worn out, so it was just a bunch of wasted time essentially. But while they expected this to be on players, they didn't think that corrupted blood would ever get onto NPCs. And so...
Well, so there was no time limit on the NPC then?
No. So whenever an
Oh
NPC
my God. I knew it.
So when an NPC got infected, it would just be standing there as in like basically an asymptomatic
Airbud was standing there carrying corrupted blood while everybody just dies.
Yes.
They're just
Wow.
lethal carriers.
So the NPCs, I think that they had put a timer in for the pets. Do not quote me on that. But still, if you had 1 second outside of raid with a corrupted pet, then it would still get you essentially. But like,
I'm assuming though that there were NPCs like around the towns or whatever.
Oh, that's
Did
what I'm
they
saying,
start
Lexi.
to hold that too?
Yes.
Oh my
So,
gosh,
like-
Billy the shopkeeper is just infecting people.
yes,
Oh
Billy
my
the
God.
shopkeeper, who you have to go to get like health items, could literally be giving you corrupted blood. Quest givers.
Oh my goodness.
People in the streets, anybody that is just like, hi, I'm David the ogre. Like could just be sitting there talking to you, and when you walk up to him, he just
I'm
immediately
Shrek.
infects
Here's
you.
corrupted
Yes,
blood.
Exactly.
Sorry, I'm Shrek, here's corrupted blood is the funniest sentence. I
It
think
sounds like an
just completely
SNL
out of
intro.
context.
Like if Shrek hosted SNL, I'm Shrek, and this is corrupted blood, and then it just
Yes.
goes over to the thing.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Corrupted blood.
Like I said earlier, the amount of damage that corrupted blood did could kill a max level raiding player within 30 seconds. If there was no healing. So if you were anything besides high level, getting infected with corrupted blood could kill players under level 50 instantly. Like the second you got it, it could just kill you.
Wow.
Oh, no.
And so if somebody just like ran at you and gave it to you, yeah, you could just die, and then you would just have to respawn
Man,
somewhere
that
else.
would make me want to quit that game. I would throw that CD-ROM in the trash can.
Now, I would have been throwing my 2003 computer tower just out the window.
Exactly.
Like, I would have been...
So eventually, it started making entire towns and cities basically inaccessible, because if you walked in, you would just be swarmed by like 50 people all inadvertently giving each other corrupted blood over and over, like in an infinite loop.
Did this inspire the game Plague by any means?
I think there was a real thing that inspired Plague. Let's be honest.
Well,
about
yeah,
that
probably
one.
the Plague.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Even quest givers could do this, and so like you couldn't even do quests and dailies, which are one of the only things that like people would really go to towns for and like have fun with.
I was gonna say that's one of the main calls of an MMORPG. That's the whole RPG part of the MMORPG.
So you
Because you'd have corrupted blood if you have coins.
So you can't even go into town to get supplies or healing or weapons or anything like that. You can't do the quests because then they could give you corrupted blood. I remember reading a story about a guy, because I found a video of the actual incident and I'll share it later. But there was a guy who was like, I was a kid when this happened, and my dad told me, like, don't go into town, son. Like, it's dangerous. If you see anybody, like, run away from them because they might be infected. And like he talked about this with such like,
goodness,
this is the end times of WoW. And like, it's so funny because it's just trolls like running around, be like, ha, you're dead, ha. Like,
all I'm thinking of is a parody of Welcome to Black Parade, when it's like, when I was a young boy, my father told me not to go into the city.
So eventually, like I said, it just started spreading like very, very quickly. And people started to make makeshift infirmaries and offer healing to the infected to try and save those that they could by like casting healing on them. But in doing so, there's only one class in the game, and it's only specifically for the Alliance. Was the Paladin was the only one who could cure corrupted blood.
Oh, wow.
So you would have to keep healing them to try to keep them alive from dying from corrupted blood. But what ended up happening more often than not is like, if you're like, hey, my healer friend, come heal me, you could be like, all right, I'll sit here and heal you and cast whatever healing magic on you over and over to give you health. But in doing so, you would then just infect the healer. And so the healer would then just be like walking around trying to heal people and just giving
also
them
infecting them
blood. And then the person that they were keeping alive would just stay alive longer, spreading it further than if they just died.
Oh my goodness.
And so
the healer giveth, the healer taketh away.
Exactly. And like I said, there were people that were just straight up running through the streets, running into as many people as they could, trying to infect everyone they could for fun.
Anti-maskers.
Yeah. Seems oddly topical. All right.
5 years late, but yes, topical. Towns and cities began to become ghost towns littered with bodies, and like, I didn't know this was a thing.
Whoa.
But in World of Warcraft, if you died, it would literally leave a skeleton. And so,
just piles of skeletons?
yes, let me send this link to you guys very, very quickly. And Cam, if you would mind showing a couple clips of this. Those things that are on the ground are just dead, like, people that have died.
Oh my goodness.
There is just people and like the little particle effects. It would just give you like little red particle effects that look like you're bleeding. That's just infected people. And so you could just be running around literally through the streets full of people dying and or already dead, just spreading this corrupted blood to everybody.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
And it's surprisingly
And what year was this?
2005. Like, it's surprisingly super dark. Like, I didn't expect it to be like, oh my gosh, there's just tons of dead bodies. Like, one person on I think the same video in the comments talked about how they went into one city and there was just like, it was one of the most populous servers in the game, that there were just so many dead bodies in the streets that the roads looked like white, if not gray, from all of the skeletons that were just everywhere. And I'm like, bro, this is so dark. What on earth,
That is
dude?
dark.
So what eventually would end up happening to these towns and cities is like, if everybody died, the towns would generally become ghost towns and like empty. And then word would come back in through like forums and like global chats and other forums and stuff like that, that like, oh, hey, corrupted blood is out of this city because everybody died. And so
Oh my goodness.
people would then go back into the cities and like act like everything was back to normal. Like, oh, thank goodness we can actually play the game now. But then all it took was one person that like server hopped or like came back from the raid with their pet, and it would just reinfect the whole city all over again. And so like
Nowhere was safe.
Nowhere was safe. Like people apparently just went out into like fields and like played out there and tried to not go into any cities because it
How
was
can
just
you even play a game that's so quest based when you're out in the middle of a field? Like, what is there, a scarecrow giving you a quest?
I think like I only know most of my World of Warcraft knowledge from the South Park episode Make Love, Not Warcraft.
Oh my goodness.
Where they just go into a field and kill boar for like 18 hours a day because they have no life.
Yeah.
And so probably something along those lines to genuinely be true.
Just collect things. Okay.
But like you were asking, you were talking about like, well, how was this fixed? And like, why could they not just leave the instance of like, you have to have corrupted blood in this specific room? So Blizzard just went, oh, well, let's just roll the servers back before the infection started. Like that'll just fix it. That did not fix it.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like that would fix it.
Yeah, that's not addressing how it happened.
No, so again, it'd be rolled back and people would be like, oh, thank goodness the plague is gone. And then like eventually all it took was one person, again, either a troll or not, to
Because
go
the raid was still active, was
Yes,
it?
the raid was still active.
Yeah,
and
why did they not go in and address it in the raid?
I don't know, Lexi. I'm not a
Again,
developer.
I'm not trying to be reductive, but Blizzard, come on. What are we doing?
So again, people just go in with a pet, get it, and then leave, and then go back to like whatever town they would want to, and just infect everybody, and it would start the
Were
whole
there
process
finally
over again.
signs or something where it's like, get rid of your pets, leave your pets at home, or like something like that?
So what people didn't
Anti-pet
realize, no, it was
propaganda?
not. There was not anti-pet. What people did not realize at the time was that basically the pets were acting like the rats of the bubonic plague. At first, people didn't know. They just thought, oh, wow, like, apparently a bunch of people back in 2005 thought that this was all planned and that WoW was trying to make this to be, like, really bad until people could finally beat the raid, and then that would make corrupted blood go away. And so, like, people were doubling down and be like, all right, then we gotta go raid and go finish this raid, and, like, that'll work.
Oh, they're
like,
giving them way too much credit.
Oh, exactly. And they were like, no, we are not doing this. But it then started turning into a thing of like people would go stand outside of towns and warn them like, turn away, there's infected here, and would like literally warn people to not go into towns because like there's infected and you will die. People's pets, again, they didn't know until at least a little bit into the actual event that was what was carrying it. Basically, they thought like, oh, if you have corrupted blood and you leave, then you'll just spread it to everybody. So
okay. They thought it was still a player thing.
yeah, they didn't know, and so they just went like, oh wow, it's trolls or people that are just going into the raid and then coming back without beating it, basically.
Yeah.
But Blizzard, to try to help, they then started to try to like quarantine entire cities and like
Just fix the raid. What?
They said,
Oh, Blizzard be blizzarding.
They did a 2005 lockdown.
yes, they did.
Oh
So
my goodness.
What they would do is they would make like barriers that like you could not go into a town or you couldn't leave the town to like spread it other places. But because people are still assholes, people would get past the barriers still, and I don't know how. That's not explained of like, did they just glitch through the geometry? Did they have a specific way? But yeah, people would break quarantine.
They just fly through or something.
Yes.
I was gonna say it probably wouldn't be that hard to like find a way to hack the system and just like teleport yourself out
exactly.
or like just like clip through stuff like
Just have your friend jump on your head like 8 times and oh, I'm through, basically. So but now you might be saying to yourself, this is all horrible, but how bad did it get? Well, an article according to PC Gamer, by the end of the corrupted blood incident, 4 million WoW players had been infected with corrupted blood by the end.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm not sure if that takes into account, like, if you got infected and then you got infected
Like
again.
multiple times.
Yeah, or if that was generally just the total accounts. But that's how bad and widespread that this corrupted blood was.
I'm shocked people didn't ditch the game after this. This would be enough to make me rage and want to not play the game.
So people were raging. People were very, very upset.
Yeah.
And they were going to forums and saying stuff like, we need to cancel our WoW subscriptions until they fix it, which again is a way of like, all right, if you don't fix this, then I'm gonna not pay you money. And like that worked and helped light a fire under Blizzard. But the issue is trying to figure out how to fix it, right? Like it wasn't just, hey, give everybody a cure, because then some person could just go straight back into the raid, immediately start spreading it again. They kept doing rollbacks and they kept making patches to try to fix it, and nothing worked. And in another separate PC Gamer article, Blizzard employees stated that they had no way to remove the corrupted blood from all pets in the game. Like they finally figured it out, but they had no way to actively remove corrupted blood from pets.
Oh my goodness.
Their two options were either to A, go through the entire database of every single pet in the entire game and check to see if a debuff had been applied to the pets themselves of corrupted blood, and then manually remove it once they get corrupted blood. Which again, if they then got corrupted blood again, then it would just get started all over again. Or the other option was to create a new entire check, like if-then statement or a new system, and that would implement a checker that would make a check on every single pet across all servers. Every single time that a pet was either spawned or dismissed, that would check to see if they had corrupted blood and would automatically remove it.
Yes.
But the first option...
They should obviously do the second option.
So, Lexi, the first option used way too much time, because again, you can't just have...
Right. Manually going through 4 million pets is kind of crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they could not implement the code because I don't think they had the system in place to do a like widespread check of entire databases for specific items, you know? So that didn't work. Neither of those options worked. Oh, and since I haven't mentioned this yet, how long do you think that this event went on? I'd like to ask both of you and the person at home, and the listeners at home as well.
I mean,
like from the time that the corrupted blood stuff started and they were like, oh shit, this is bad, to when they actually finally fixed it.
Yes.
Man, I don't know.
I want to, based on, I would hope it would have been like a few hours, but I know it's not, because then it wouldn't have made this much of like a deal. I must say 10 days.
Oh, I'm going to go way long, because it sounds like they don't know what the hell they're doing at all. I'm going to go like 6 months. I'm going to say like half a year.
Okay.
Yeah,
oh my God.
I'm going to say like half a year, because it's bad. You know, technology was very different 21 years ago. So
yes.
I'm going to guess long.
Well, camp got it much closer. I'm sorry, like 6 months was a little long. It was 26 days straight of the corrupted blood, almost an entire month of literally millions of players that were so pissed off at Blizzard, still paying for a monthly subscription to play a game that they couldn't play. That is how wow-pilled that people were.
Oh, I guess I should have thought about that. If people were paying money, it probably wouldn't have went on for 6 months. But
if it was free, maybe
not giving them benefit of the doubt on that one.
So, now that we can also say that we have all lived through a pandemic ourselves,
unfortunately,
it is very creepy to see how in real life, after all these events took place, that once they figured out how to fix it, which again, then they made it so that pets basically could not get corrupted blood, but they had to implement that in such a way, and then they did a giant server rollback to before the incident entirely started. So some people were upset because they still lost progress, while again, millions of people were happy that, hey, it's all fixed now and I didn't lose.
At least you can play the game and now you can progress.
I can actually join a server and not immediately die unless I'm OP as hell.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. They fixed it, and eventually they actually had a planned version of this, but much less deadly, where basically they tried to have like a mini zombie event.
Oh, interesting.
And it was not nearly as deadly of like your character would kind of start coughing, and then eventually if you didn't do anything for a long enough time, then you could become like a zombie or something like that, basically.
Zombie.
But they did that in 2008. And then in 2020 as well. And I don't know if the 2021 was planned before, but hey, let's just assume it was.
They did a plague-like simulation in 2020.
Yes.
Like at the very beginning of the year, or after things had gone down?
I don't know, because again, a lot of the sources would just be like, they did this in this expansion in 2008, and then the same in 2020. And I'm like, okay, but like, was it before March? Was it before March or after March? Like, this is very important.
Because that makes a big difference.
Yes. But as I said, we have all lived through a pandemic now, and most listeners probably have as well, unless you are very young and why are you listening to this podcast? But after this event ended, epidemiologists and the CDC themselves actually used the information from the collected blood incident as a like entirely new model that they could then use to help them better understand how humans work and operate in a pandemic-like situation.
Oh, interesting.
That's actually really cool. Yeah.
It's extremely cool.
Wow.
The only slight bit is like, or it's both a positive and a negative, right? Because most of their models back in the day, or even still now, are like, if one person gets infected and then infects 2 people, and then those 2 people infect 2 people.
Just exponential growth. Yeah.
Basically, yes. And of course, they can then account for like, what if we shut down this thing, and then the amount of the vector of transmission slows down and stuff like that. But that doesn't take into account actual human behavior. Asymptomatic carriers, human behavior of like, I don't want to be locked in my house, which who would ever do that? And stuff like that.
Actively getting together in a crowded place during the pandemic because they're like, it's not real.
Yeah, that would never happen, Lexi.
Yeah, I don't know if that would happen in Warcraft.
Yeah.
In Warcraft. What if this happened in Warcraft?
I'm going to start saying that in
Warcraft.
WoW. Yeah.
That's the new in Minecraft.
Exactly. But what ended up happening was, of course, this was a video game, and so there were much more trolls than there would be trolls in real life. But still, they were able to use it.
I don't know about that.
Well, I mean,
that would be highly debatable. I mean, I guess yes, in theory, but it's also like, man, there are a lot of people out there who have proven they don't give a shit about anybody else.
And that's true, but I think that taking into account people who are just like, I don't care, compared to actual like trolls, because
because trolling can be fun, because it's a game and it's not real. Like,
fellas, your wife ever...
Because your life isn't actually in any danger if you got corrupted blood in WoW. It's just annoying as hell.
Yes, but one of the things that I didn't mention until now was that, like I said, there was an outside world like besides WoW, and so there were like forums. There was, of course, like TeamSpeak calls or whatever they used for video calls or audio calls back in the day. On these forums, people would then come together to try to be like, hey, I think most of the corrupted blood is out of Johntown. I don't know names of these places. It's out of Johntown. And then people would show up, but then it wouldn't be out of Johntown because people were also trolling in the forums and spreading misinformation on the forums as well.
Hey guys, it's gone.
That's literally what would happen. Like, they'd be like, oh no, here's a way how to heal it. Like, if you do this specific spell or if you go to this place, it'll cure it. And then they would do it and it just wouldn't cure them. So stuff like that of like,
oh man. Oh, I'd be so mad.
But like I said, like the actual CDC and epidemiologists really use this as a like model to look into and check into, because like you don't get this amount of raw data just like naturally. I mean, we have it now because we went through a pandemic, but like there was not many of these models just sitting around to show how quote unquote modern people would interact to something like, hey, a disease that will literally just kill you if you get it, basically, or if you're quote unquote strong enough, then you could then become a transportation vector for it. But like I said, eventually it was all resolved. They did figure out, like I said, but I'm just going to put all the nice little bow on it all, that the pets were basically acting again like the rats of the bubonic plague, or more specifically, because I know somebody's going to call it out, the louse during the bubonic plague, because technically the lice were the ones that carried bubonic plague. But so there was that. They were able to fix the pets thing. They did the huge server rollback. And then it was
the plague was the original corrupted blood.
Yes, not the other way around at all. I do have one smaller weird gaming incident that, again, is not really enough to do a whole episode on. But I'm pretty sure that our friend Uber would love it. Have either of you heard about the Falador massacre?
The who?
All right, everybody, don't jump in too quickly. Don't try to answer too quickly.
The what curse?
The Falador massacre.
Oh,
I have
massacre. Not. Okay, no. Is this also in a game?
It is also in a game, and how could you forget the Falador massacre as well? The Falador massacre was an event/bug that took place in RuneScape in 2006.
Oh, is Uber a big RuneScape head? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I see him playing old school RuneScape a lot.
Shout out Uber, our friend.
Shout out Uber. But on June 6th, 2006, what would be my 10th birthday.
Hey! 666.
Yep. It is also known as the, like, I think it was called, like, the Doomsday Massacre because it happened on 666 as well, but most people call it the Falador Massacre.
Oh my gosh, Doomsday Massacre is way cooler.
Yup. But the developers of RuneScape another MMO if you didn't know. They added in a new skill earlier called construction, just a bit before the date of the massacre, which allowed members, people who pay for RuneScape, to be able to own and build player-owned homes, and then you could construct items in them like chairs, altars, all sorts of cool stuff. But to do that, you of course needed like supplies of, I need some nails, and I need some planks of wood, and this, and this. But then it would let you level up a whole new skill up to 99, which is how RuneScape works, is these skills go up to 99 and they take forever. And it's a huge time investment, but is extremely sought after by players because once you get a skill to 99, you get a skill cape, which shows off how cool you are and that you have spent hundreds of your hours on one specific skill, basically.
Try hard.
Yes. But a guy named Cursed You, spelled Y-O-U, not Y-E-W, like the wood.
Yeah, I would have thought it was a cursed tree.
But, I mean, Lexi, in RuneScape, but generally in RuneScape, there's yew trees everywhere, and it's one of the better woods, so that's also why.
Oh, okay. I'm not a member of this.
I'm not a rune head.
I'm not a rune head. But Cursed You threw a party at his player-owned home to celebrate being the very first player in RuneScape history to achieve level 99 in construction. And,
oh my gosh.
People kept coming to the party, and eventually some people were either kicked or left of their own volition, or something happened and it straight up just like jettisoned a bunch of people out of this person's like house, and they landed in certain cities in the world, one of them being like Falador and then some other places as well. But whenever they were kicked out of this and landed in these cities, some of the players still had the ability to engage in PvP, which is player versus player for non-nerds. And this isn't supposed to happen.
I was going to say, why is that if they're in just a town?
In most RuneScape servers, there's like a specific area called the Wilderness, which is known for PvP. Or if you go to specific areas or do like arena battles or whatever, that's where you can do PvP. But you can't just walk through towns doing PvP on most worlds.
Right, I kind of figured that wasn't the case.
Yes. And so some of these people that were kicked out then just started running around Falador and killing people. They would just start hitting them in PvP with these people not expecting to be attacked in the streets. Then they would just get attacked and murdered by some overpowered dude running around with like a sword, basically.
Why were they able to do that? Did they just... It was a goof?
So there are two theories, and again, I'm not super RuneScape built. I just know enough to not get called a loser by RuneScape people. But there was a specific item that you could then craft in the houses, because they had set up a bunch of ways to not have PvP enabled in the house. But there was like a scrying pool, and if you were looking in the scrying pool, you could...
What is a scrying pool?
Scrying is a magical thing, basically, that lets you see somewhere where you are not. Like, imagine...
it's like a pensieve in Harry Potter.
Well, that's like
but
a
not
memory.
Memories.
Yeah.
But like it's like water that you can look into.
I think so, that's what a scrying pool is, yeah. So like it could let you look at, for example, Falador, and then if you got kicked out while you were looking at the scrying pool, people think that then allowed the PvP status, which if it was enabled in this person's house, to then be enabled wherever they were looking, which is a very weird...
Yeah, because I guess if they didn't like leave the house correctly, I guess you would still be able to PvP people.
There's like two other ways, but I don't know exactly what they mean, so I'm just going to say that it's the pensive one because that one sounds the coolest to me. But these people would then run around Falador and these places, just stabbing people and killing them in the server. And when they would kill them, the person would then drop all of their belongings just in the street, and only the person who killed them was able to pick up the stuff. And so people that were kicked out, like, I'm not sure the exact amount. I think it was more than like 2 though, because it said that multiple people were banned, and other people who were just like, oh wow, I have PvP, and then like fought a dude were like, oh okay, wow, that's weird, and then stopped. But some people were just going around looking for the person that looked the most wealthy, and then would just run up and start attacking them. And once you're basically in PvP, you can't really leave. So even if they tried to run away, then they would just get chased, and the guy that probably has actual gear to kill you then kills you, basically. Word about this PvP incident started spreading. People started posting about it on forums and all sorts of stuff like that, and putting it in like the main chat, like, run, there's happening. And these servers went from like having about 1,000 people to 2,000 people within like minutes. And this was also during Jagex, who operates RuneScape, or at least now does. I don't know if they did back then. It was while they were closed. It was in their off hours. And so all of their like actual full mod team and stuff like that was not online. And so they had like the offline like skeleton crew that was then trying to find out what on earth just happened and why people are like spamming requests and saying glitch and all sorts of stuff like this, and then finding the people that have the PvP like powers basically. Eventually they went to that cursed you guy and thought that he had somehow like broken a rule and they banned him or they like timed him out, but they eventually brought him back. But there was one guy in particular named Duriel321 who was so like well known for running around killing people during this thing that like he is now an enemy in the game because how
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
like how bad this event was. But he ran around and he specifically targeted the richest people that he could find. And he ended up killing a person with a green party hat, which if you don't know about RuneScape, that means nothing. But the green party hat was like one of the rarest items in the game and was worth like, and
It
nowadays
means you care about the environment.
it does, yes.
Yeah.
But he killed a guy, stole the green party hat, and they just ran around killing other people while wearing this green party hat, like just having fun.
He's just living his life.
Basically, yeah. But then they one of the things that I also learned about this was that players could not be kicked while they were engaged in PvP because you would have to actively like make them log out. But you can't log somebody
goodness.
out while they're engaged in combat.
No.
So he could just keep going.
So he could keep going, and so the mods and other people kept spamming him with messages saying like, please stop, please stop, please stop, like,
Please clap.
please clap. Eventually they were able to like stop it. Nobody else had hit that level 99 in construction yet, and they're not really sure if that was just because this player's house got overloaded or what, and it kicked them out while they were doing specific actions or what, but they were able to solve it. That Duriel321 guy, like I said, got banned and was removed from the game, except he became an enemy for a 10th anniversary thing where you could fight him as he ran around Falador.
Oh my goodness.
And like was just
Okay, that's fun.
Did they
That's
give
really
this
funny.
guy? Did they let him come back? Because like that's if you're
the
gonna ban
Duriel
him,
guy.
then you're gonna use him.
No,
Yeah,
because he broke the terms
that's
of service.
kind of
Technically,
wrong.
I was gonna say that would have been great if they just gave him his account back for that day.
that would be
And
awesome.
Right.
Though.
and then when he died, they just banned him again.
Oh my goodness.
They did get cursed you his account back and unbanned him because he didn't do anything wrong. Technically, he just threw a party.
Yeah, and people just
yeah.
got kicked out, and then
Heaven
chaos.
forbid a white boy get a little emotion going.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
I'm glad Cursed You was righted.
Yes, but cursed you, not the tree. Was brought back. People, I don't know if they were given their items back or what. I'm assuming they did. But yeah, this was just another fun thing that again, it's not really enough for a whole podcast. But since we just talked about basically MMO events that are like, whoa, I thought this would fit right in.
Yeah, that's wild. They used his character name. I mean, it was obviously all of it is their own property, other than the name. So I know they don't owe him anything technically, but I'm just like, damn, I'd be so pissed if I was him.
They did give him a green party hat as well, though, while he ran around, or when you could fight him and stuff like that. So, but before we go, though, I do have one more quick thing that I want to mention because I don't get to mention this story very often, and I remembered it while I was writing my notes. Back in the day, when I was over at my friend's house and I had brought my Xbox to play Call of Duty with, I got invited to join a clan in Call of Duty back in probably like 2009, 2010. And I had to do a 1v1 match against this dude to let me into the clan. And the clan was called the Fraggers. Because again, in video games, getting a frag is like getting a kill, basically.
Right.
And so I had to face this guy 1v1 to be able to get into this clan. Because I was like, I want to be in a clan. Like I could make some friends with people playing games. And so I was allowed to join because I beat the guy. And they were like, all right, you can now join our clan. You can now change your clan tag to DTF. Down to frag, and I didn't.
Oh my goodness!
And
that was like peak Jersey Shore time too.
Yeah.
So, wow.
And so I did not know that. I had forgotten entirely about this, but for like probably 6 months, even though I never played or interacted with these people again, I just left my clan tag as DTF for like probably a year.
Oh my goodness!
Without knowing what the other DTF meant, I just like, whoa, I'm in a clan now. So.
Wow.
But speaking of the coolest clans, I've got to give a shout out to our patrons over on putting your
I
social.
wanted to say something really quick.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
For those of you who don't know about Jersey Shore and about what DTF means in the context of that, it means down to freak. And obviously not the word freak, but I'm not saying the other one because I don't want to have camp censor it. So
have him censor.
Yeah, that word. I didn't realize that it came from Jersey Shore.
Yes,
I did not know that meant either.
If you were not Jersey Shore pilled, if you were not a middle school girl when this show came out, yes, Jersey Shore was a show that was on MTV about just these random people that were from New Jersey that would all live in this summer house and just like go clubbing and go to the beaches during the summer and stuff. And it was just totally random, really. They created a couple of phrases or used a couple of phrases that became very popular when the show was running. And DTF was one of them, down to freak. And the other one was gym tan laundry. They would have a day where they would go to the gym, then they would go do their laundry, then they would go tanning. And then, yeah, I think that's really the only two
That's out of
words
order, though.
that were like huge.
You said.
Gym tan laundry. Okay, sorry. The other way. Go to the gym, then go tan, then go do their laundry.
Oh, okay. I thought that they still did it out of order.
No, they did not. No, it was gym tan laundry.
Oh,
They did it
okay.
in that order. I just messed it up because I have some issues with reading words. So there you go. There's the
Next episode.
random Jersey Shore
How could you
tidbit.
forget Jersey Shore by Lexi?
I could
Let's
probably do
go.
an episode on that, but I think most
I think
people.
there would be enough material.
there's
Oh, there's
certainly
more
enough
than
material.
enough.
That-
There's more than enough, but I don't know.
Snooki, we know you're listening. Go ahead and hit us up.
I honestly love Snooki. I'm so happy for her that she has been able to heal from some of her messy times on that show. So genuinely really like Snooki. Shout out to Snooki.
W Snooki.
But
Snooki.
I don't know if anybody really wants to hear the Jersey Shore episode.
I mean, we just
but
did
if
a
you
whole
do,
episode on World of Warcraft. Like,
I know, but we're kind of gaming-y. We've done other games before. We did Dorito
Yeah,
Pope
true. That'd be
even.
kind of like going from like one pop culture thing to another in like completely
Yeah.
different demographics.
Right. So
I
if
don't know,
you
maybe leave a comment if you want us to talk about Jersey Shore. Why
Yeah,
not?
if you want the Jersey Shore episode, you need to smush that like button and let me know that you need that.
Lexi
so.
loves trash reality TV shows. So if you just want a trash
I
reality
do.
TV show episode or like season, we could do that probably.
Or their impact on culture or something. I'd love to talk about that.
How could you forget
Oh,
Mormon
yeah.
wives?
Jersey Shore watched so Kim Kardashian could run.
True.
Oh, you see, that is one thing. I've never watched the Kardashians. Thank God. I just can't.
Oh, neither have I.
So that's like the one reality show that has had a huge impact on culture that I just have not watched because I can't get through it. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I just simply don't care.
I
just
don't care.
like I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's just there. I
Yeah.
just don't care that it exists.
Just
you
a
know?
force.
Like, I just-
So thank you all for listening. Like I said, smush that like button if you enjoyed the episode. Leave a comment if you want to hear something about Jersey Shore or reality TV. Thanks to viewers, listeners like you, we can make these podcast episodes. Thank you. Shout out to all of our people over on Camp's Patreon, over on Gurdon's Patreon. We would not be able to ramble and talk about stupid bullshit if it weren't for you. So thank you for giving us something to do on our Sundays.
yeah,
And I'll see on the next fortnight.
that is so true.
Don't get corrupted.
Don't get that corrupted blood. You know, it's bad for you.
Fade out the music. Fade out
All
the
right, funny.
podcast.
Wow.
All right, so do we-
Clap